Hello, my name's David Joel, President of the Hampshire Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to our latest video update on the current crisis. I want to talk to you about four things in this session. We're going to talk a little bit about furlough and just give you a bit of an update there. We're going to talk a bit about bounce back loans, the recent announcements on returning to work, and we're going to signpost the next Chamber of Solutions session. Earlier this week, Chancellor Rishi Sunak announced an extension to the job retention scheme, also known as the furlough scheme. The extension is going to go out until October, but there will be some changes coming in from August. Now, originally this was scheduled to finish at the end of June, so the extension is a good thing. It'll now be in two phases. So until the 31st of July, it'll be the same terms as the existing furlough scheme. So 80% of the current salary for your furloughed staff, up to a max of 2.5k. And remember, whilst furloughed, your people can't work for you. However, from the 1st of August to October the 31st, the scheme's going to become a little bit different, a bit more flexible. Workers will continue to receive 80% of their salary, subject to the cap as before. However, the employers will now have to share some of the burden of paying salaries with the government. Employees will also be able to work part-time during this phase. The percentage split of the grant between government and employers during the second phase is yet to be confirmed, and we're going to keep a watching brief on that and keep you apprised of that. But we believe we'll get further details on this by the end of May. In our last video update, we introduced the fact that the government were introducing business bounce back loans, and these were going to be simpler loans for smaller businesses to access. At the time, we weren't sure what the details were. The scheme is now underway, and a lot of businesses are taking advantage of those loans. There are 11 lenders participating in the scheme, including many of the retail banks. Now, as far as the lenders are concerned, the government guarantees 100% of the loan. So if you're looking to do this, you need to approach the lenders yourself. You don't do this via the government, you do it yourself via the lender's website. And on the lender's website, there's a short online application form, and you also make a self-declaration that you're eligible for the loan. The money should be in your account within one business day after the loan's approved. Now, you can borrow up to 25% of your turnover based on 2019 turnover in the range of £2,000 to £50,000. The term of the loan is 6 years, but you can repay early, and there's no early repayment charges. Businesses from any sector, any commercial sector, can apply. Interest rates are going to be fixed at 2.5%. There's no setup fees or application fees, and there's no interest to pay for the first 12 months. Remember, though, you are liable to pay the whole loan back. You have certain eligibility criteria to self-satisfy against. So you can apply for the loan provided you're UK based. You can demonstrate that you've been negatively affected by the coronavirus situation and that your business was established before the 1st of March 2020. In addition, your business shouldn't have been in any bankruptcy or liquidation or debt restructuring prior to the coronavirus. Now, there are some businesses that aren't eligible. Those include banks, insurance companies, reinsurers. Actually, insurance brokers, they're fine. Any public sector bodies or state-funded bodies such as primary schools and secondary schools. As business owners, you don't have to provide personal guarantees, and no recovery action can be taken over the loan, such as having your house repossessed or anything like that. But remember, you're responsible for paying 100% of the loan by the end of the agreed term, which is default is 6 years. If you're turned down for a loan, you can apply to other lenders. So no doesn't necessarily mean no. Also this week, the government announced the return to work criteria. Now, for a lot of businesses, this could be quite challenging and in some cases impossible to reopen your workplaces. Remember, the default condition is work from home if you can. However, if you do come back to work, this does put some fairly serious responsibilities on directors around the assessment of risk and mitigation of risk. Now, the government has published some guidance on working safely during the crisis, and this is on the government website, and it's been set up by sector. So there's 8 sectors described in total. So the details are there, but they are quite tactical. So it tells you what to do practically, which is very helpful. But remember, as directors, you've also got legal obligations as well. Additionally, as directors, you're going to have to bear in mind the 1996 Employment Rights Act, specifically Section 44. Now, it's quite long, but in essence, it tries to protect the employee from any detriment if they refuse to work in an area that could be deemed unsafe. So things like your social distancing, your PPE, all becomes key in this case. Now, the section is quite long and it's quite legalistic, but if you want to understand a bit more about it, there's a brilliant LinkedIn video by employment law barrister Daniel Barnett that explains this in very simple terms. If you want to know anything else about the return to work and your obligations as an employer, there are some other great resources on your obligations as an employer when people come back to work, and they can be found on the ACAS website and the CIPD website. The Chamber of Solutions panel sessions continue to be well attended by yourselves and indeed well received. We are now changing the format slightly, so we're moving from weekly to every 2 weeks, and the next session will be on the 26th of May. The theme for the 26th of May is going to be transforming the business for the new economy. Now, the format we're going to do is slightly different. We're going to run it in breakout sessions. So there'll be 4 breakout sessions done virtually. And the list of subjects we've got for the breakout sessions are as follows. So we've got strategic planning, we've got return to work, we've got financing, we've got motivating people, particularly remotely. We're going to look at reorganisation, use of technology, well-being in the workplace, marketing and communications, and a particular emphasis on startup business challenges. Now, the first session will be 4 breakout sessions, and we've got 10 things there. So if any of those subjects resonate with you, if you can let Ben McDonald know, and that helps us in our selection for the next session. Registration for this is as before, which is via Eventbrite, or again, contact Ben McDonald at the Chamber. So with that, we're going to sign off. Until next time, stay safe.